This is oh, shit.
Did you get there, Jim?
No. No. I think they're still looking
Did
for
you get their lineup yet?
No, I said I would do it.
Okay. I'll walk down.
Can you take a picture?
I wrote the starter. I got the starters already.
Hey. I think you took a picture of the wrong one. Okay.
I got 15 minutes. Get down there and get it.
Okay. Do you have everything you need?
Can I have that one?
Do you want this or do you want that
I
one?
want-
You want to take a picture of it?
Well, it's hard. I'm by myself.
Here. You can have this, but it's not the roster. I mean, it's not the lineup, so it won't be.
Oh, I got
Okay.
it.
You wrote it down?
Yeah. I got it.
No, you're good.
I gotta get there. And we're on. We're live.
And a pleasant good morning to you, everybody. We welcome you into Tempe Diablo Stadium for this championship matchup between the Titans and the Giants. I'm Jeff Lowry. So glad you could be with us here today. Game time temperature right around 70 degrees. And should have a pretty good matchup here today. The Giants coming in with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. They have doubled up the run production of their opponents. And when we come back, we'll have all the exciting play-by-play action in just a moment. APNvideo.com is on the air, and today we're coming to you from Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona for the 25 and over National Division Championship game, winner take all, as the SoCal Titans take on the San Jose Giants. I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Sports, and we'll be back with all the exciting play-by-play action in just a moment. APNvideo.com is on the air, and today we're coming to you from Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona for the 25 and over National Division Championship game, winner take all, as the SoCal Titans take on the San Jose Giants. I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Sports, and we'll be back with all the exciting play-by-play action in just a moment. All right, welcome back to the ballpark and Tempe Diablo Stadium, and we are just underway. The Titans did not give us a roster or a lineup in time, so we will try to get all that situated here momentarily as the next pitch is way inside for a ball. So we're just underway in this 25 National Division. And here's a ground ball up the middle and a nice play by the shortstop. Throw to first, not in time. So that'll be an infield hit and a good start here for the SoCal Titans. So a runner at first base to start things off. And again, our apologies, we did not get a starting lineup in time to write everything down. I mean, it was right up to the last minute. And the first pitch to their second place hitter is inside for ball 1. Houston Hibbert is on the mound, the right-hander. And here's a line smash up the middle and into center field for a base hit. And so runners are at first and second. So the first two have reached. Now the third place hitter for the Titans. Well, in no numbers. Now we got a roster, but they're in numerical order, and it's not their uniform. It's 1 through 24. So what good is that going to do for us? So I guess we'll just call them by the position that they're batting in. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. The first two have reached on base hits. An infield hit by the leadoff hitter. The second place hitter got a line shot to center field. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. Titans batting, and they're threatening already against Houston Hibbard. Infield playing a double play depth. And the pitch is outside for a ball. This championship game. Chris Denevi, the manager of this San Jose team. They've had a good tournament. 4 wins, 2 losses so far, and a trip to the finals. And a nice job of scooping that ball and keeping it in front of him. Dylan Heck.
Catcher?
Yep.
No, catcher's Mike Valadez.
Okay, Mike Valadez. Ready with the next offering. And a big swing and a miss. That's a nice breaking pitch for out number 1. So Houston Hibbard gets his first strikeout of the game. Now the cleanup hitter coming to the plate. Again, the Titans did not give us a roster. They gave us a roster, but there's no numbers to go with the names. And here is a ball hit out into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. It skips away from the right fielder. The center fielder is going to pick it up. And 1 run is going to come in and score, and it is now 1-0. So 3 hits to start the game for the SoCal Titans. And their record coming into this one was 4-3, I believe. And now their 5th place hitter is coming up here in the top of the first inning in this 25 and over, the highest level National Division Championship. So runners are at first and third. And the pitch to the batter is swung on and hit to the first baseman. He dives, throws low to second, and they will get the out there. The run does not score from third base. So runners are at first and third, 2 down here in the inning. And the 6th hitter coming up here for the Titans. First and third occupied for the Titans. In there for a called strike. 0-1 is the count. So a 1-0 lead here, top of the first inning, and a good start for the Titans. There goes the runner down to second, and, well, I'll tell you what, they've got him caught in a rundown and played perfectly so far by the second baseman. And right now you just concede the runner. And a quick throw to third is not in time. So runners remain at first and third. Yeah, a tough start here for San Jose, but if they can get out of this with just 1 run scored, I'd say it was a successful inning considering how the inning started. Now the 6th place hitter coming up. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Good pitch that time by Houston Hibbert, who may actually feature a slider. That kind of looked like one.
Yeah, looked pretty good.
No balls and 1 strike. In the dirt, and a nice scoop there by the catcher, Mike. Keeping that ball in front of him, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on the 6th place hitter in the lineup for the Titans. Coming to you from the winter home of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Tempe Diablo Stadium. And a soft line drive that's going to be caught by the third baseman, and that'll retire the side. They get a run. They leave 2 after a half. The Titans 1. And San Jose coming up in this 25 and over National Division winner-take-all championship. All right, Jeff Lowry back here as we are heading now to the bottom half of inning number 1. And San Jose did not hit a home run. But they do lead it by a score of 1-0 here. And you're getting a look at the pitcher for the SoCal Titans. One of the problems and one of the things I believe the Giants will probably end up doing here, we just need to make a quick adjustment. Is possibly going to the league office and complaining about the fact that this roster that the Titans gave us is incomplete. I mean, they literally could have David Ortiz up there batting at any time, and if you didn't recognize him, you wouldn't know it. So the bottom of the first coming up. They got a run on 3 hits in that top half of the first inning, and now San Jose with Brian Bistang taking ball 1. And then Hill and Chris Chambers to follow, and if they get to the cleanup spot, the power hitting Sloan Celia. Yeah, it's 2 balls and no strikes from the southpawer. Well, I've seen some of the Latin players in this tournament wearing the 71. Here's a chopper in the left field and a leadoff single for San Jose. Good start for them. So Brian with a leadoff single gets things going here for San Jose. Beautiful Tempe Diablo Stadium. You look at that left-hander once again. And the first pitch to the second place hitter in the lineup, Jimmy Hill, is in there for a called strike. No balls and one strike to him. It's a guy that can handle the bat pretty well. I think that's why Chris has him in that number 2 spot. He's a guy that you can send the runner, you can hit behind the runner, you can do a lot of things with Hill. 1-0 Titans. We're in the home half of inning number 1. And a hit batsman, and that puts the go-ahead run on base. So a good start here for San Jose, who trails it by 1. You got runners at first and second and nobody out. And now the power hitting, left-handed hitting Chris Chambers. And as I say that, he bunts. They're going to go to third. They'll get the lead runner. So a nice play by the pitcher. That play goes 1-5 if you are scoring at home with us. Now bring up Sloan Solia. He's hit a few home runs on APN.
Couple of them.
Down through the years.
You've announced quite a few of those.
Yes, including a walk-off at Goodyear a couple years ago. Back in the good old days. 1-0 Titans here in the home half of the first inning. Runners are at first and second for the Giants out of San Jose. 25 and over national championship game in the national division, which is the highest skill level. And Sloan pops one up down the right field line. This ball will drop in for a hit. Let's see if it scores the run as they get it back in, and the bases are loaded. Sloan Solia comes up with a base hit. Hit number 2 in the inning here in the bottom half of the first. And we'll bring Mr. Keating in the top of the second inning to do a little color commentating. We may even have him call a few innings. We'll see how good he is.
Audition for the day.
He's got a booming voice, so he should sound really good on this live stream. Bases loaded. Smash base hit up the middle. One run is going to score. Here comes the second run home. Here comes a throw to the plate, and it's not going to be in time. So a 2-run single for Mike. And San Jose takes their first lead of the ball game, and it's now 2-1 in this championship winner-take-all ball game. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Zach Baldini.
One of my Colorado teammates back home, so it's kind of fun to play with these guys out here in Arizona.
Well, it's a beautiful day for our national pastime as this one is skied out there in the center field, and that's going to be caught by Roberto Clemente. So there's 2 down here in the inning. 2-1 San Jose. I guess I'll have to manually do the scoreboard here. We're not going to, well, I guess we can keep track of the outs. Valadez with a 2-run single to center field has given the San Jose Giants a 1-run bottom half of the first inning lead in this winner-take-all championship game. And now the batter is Caravelli. Nick Caravelli, the batter. The left-hander winds and delivers, and a bouncing ball to first, and he makes the snag. Nice job. Take it to the bag, and the side is retired. But 2 runs come across here for San Jose, and at the end, or rather, yes, San Jose Giants, and at the end of 1, it's 2-1 Giants. All right, back here on APN Sports. We are heading now to the top of the second inning. A very good inning, that inning for the San Jose Giants, as they get a 2-run single from Mike Valadez, their starting catcher, and they lead it by a score of 2-1 here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. Along with T.R. Keating, I'm Jeff Lowry. And T.R., I got your microphone right there, so you can jump in any time, and good to see you again.
Good to see you well, Jeff. Wonderful to be out here again, watching some baseball in October.
A big cut and a miss. Well, tell us a little bit about our starting pitcher, Houston Hibbard.
All right, well, Houston Hibbard's a guy who actually pitches back home for the Denver Browns, who I'm sure you're familiar with as well. All right, their big strikeout to start the second inning with his fastball here. You know, flew out here this weekend, just like half of us guys from Colorado to, you know, chase our dreams and get one of those rings. Good guy from Colorado, now living there now currently. So, you know, there's a handful of us Colorado guys coming out here to play for Sloan as well, to play for Chris Chambers' Giants team.
So 1 out of here in the inning. Second strikeout for Hibbard. And a swing and a miss.
Like you said, he's got that good slider going today. These guys look like they keep chasing that outside slider that keeps sliding right off the plate. So hopefully Houston keeps it up all day today for us.
Here's the 0-1 pitch and a comebacker, but it's going to head towards the shortstop, and he's got it. Easy play. And there's 2 down here in the inning.
Just the way we drew it up, right? 1, 2, and I hope we get 3 right here.
Yeah.
After that 2-run top of the first, or bottom of the first for us, pretty good.
So a nice play by Brian as he had to charge in on that softly hit ground ball.
Yeah, Brian's played a lot of shortstop for us this whole week. In all 6 games, he's been out there for every single play. Real great defensive shortstop out there. Real good arm, quick. He's our leadoff hitter, as you can tell. He's our catalyst at the top of the lineup. So just all-around athlete out there at short.
So with 2 down, 2 quick outs here for the SoCal offense. And here's a pop-up first base side. Is this ball going to be playable and just out of play?
Just out of Chris's reach. They're just in the first row of the invisible fans we have here today at Tempe Diablo Stadium. All 9 of them sitting behind the dugout.
We were kind of having a little fun with that the other day in one of our broadcasts and called strike 2, and it's 0-2 the count. See if he can get the strikeout. He does. I think that might have been the slider again.
Really good one.
So looking good after a shaky start, and at the end of an inning and a half of baseball, the Giants 2 and the Titans 1. It's championship baseball of the 2021 MSBL World Series. All right, we go to the top of the second, and David Walker is coming up first on our live stream broadcast of the 2021 MSBL World Series. We're in the 25-plus national division, the highest division in this age group.
Been a lot of fun baseball here this weekend, seeing a lot of good arms, good defense, and some hitters that can really hit the baseball.
And you guys, according to the statistics, exactly doubled up the amount of runs you gave up. You scored 42 and gave up 21.
Yeah, so shows we had some really good hitting, and then a couple games where they had some good hitting as well. But you know what they say, pitching and defense wins you baseball games.
We'd like to remind you that we're not going to be tracking the outs on our scoreboard here. So we're in the bottom half of the second inning. David Walker, just one of those guys that if you watched enough of him play down through the years, tremendous speed. He's a guy that just has made so many big plays in the field. And hey, at the plate, he can hit the ball pretty far.
And like you said, he uses that speed to his advantage, puts the ball on the ground, and, beats out a lot of those plays. With the nickname Dash from The Incredibles, that's what you expect from a fleet-footed guy like himself. So,
Well, he's leading things off here. He is the 8th hitter in the lineup, and he just lined a base hit out into left field.
Good start right there for Dash getting on base, using that speed to his advantage here. With Boomer coming up, might put him in action, quick on the bases, a ball in the gap. He's definitely going to score rather easily with that speed.
So the leadoff hitter aboard for the second time in 2 innings for San Jose, who leads it by a score of 2-1. And a check swing, and I think he probably went around, but the umpire says no. Of course, he's a little out of the position to make that call with a 2-man crew.
And a lefty up him on the right side of the mound, so not a very good angle there.
So Boomer back up the middle, knocked down by the pitcher. The only play will be to first, and it's a low throw, and they get him.
What a kick save right there by the pitcher to save a base hit, and then the third baseman on his toes makes that play, and almost works like a bunt right there.
It sure does. So now Matt Zavella will come to the plate. A good play by the Titans third baseman. We're in a tight ball game, bottom half of inning number 2.
Might want to have the pitcher throw a couple, taking that ball off the leg. That can't feel very good.
He is the second Latin descent player that I've seen in this tournament wear 71, and I'm just curious why that is. And I'm wondering if this is maybe the same guy that pitched for another team earlier in the week.
Maybe. A lot of these guys usually don't play on the same team. When you come to these tournaments, you combine a couple guys together, a couple teams to get some of those extra arms, a couple other defensive replacement players. So I usually don't wear number 5 at home, but whatever jersey's in the bag is kind of what you put on.
Yep, that's the way it goes out here sometimes. Ball 1.
To our leadoff hitter. Oh, no, this is the 10-hole.
Matt Savella.
Good take.
And he takes a strike to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the second. And San Jose with a 2-1 lead here. Gomez, the left-handed starter. And a chop foul. And it's 1-2.
Matt came through this weekend with some pretty big timely hits and, late in games to give us some good RBIs. Hits a lot of balls to the right side here with that big hole between first and second. Maybe you can punch a ball right through there to knock in the speedy David Walker from second base.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Matt. Changeup is lifted in the air into right field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Here comes Walker. Here comes a throw to the plate, and it beat him, but he was able to get in. The throw was not handled well by the catcher, and it's now 3-1 San Jose.
I think Matt did exactly what I said about hitting the ball to the right side and knocking in speedy David Walter from second base. I think, I will let you know, David slid so much this last week that he's got some road rash on his leg. It looked like he didn't want to slide right there at home plate. I'm glad the catcher dropped the ball. Otherwise, he could have been out there at the plate.
So now we go back to the top of the order. Bistang, he had a base hit, which set up one of the 2 runs. He was wiped out on a fielder's choice. But he got that inning going, and, it's so important. We talk about it all the time. As the runner goes and the pitch is taken and the throw down is not in time. That was close. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Good jump. He got a really good jump right there, though. But that good throw almost got him. Bang, bang play at second base, and Matt slides in there safely, putting us in another scoring opportunity here. Brian, a little base hit, put us up another run here in the second.
So San Jose already leads it 3-1. They got 2 in the first, 1 here in this bottom half of the second inning. And back to the top of the order with Brian.
Brian's hit leadoff every game for us, like I said, and played shortstop. Good all-around athlete right here. What a great teammate, good guy. You know, just a guy you're really looking forward to watch have success. But gets rung up on a pitch right there that looked a little bit outside from up here in the press box, but looks like the umpire had something else in his mind there.
They've been pretty consistent about calling that 8 inches off, maybe even more than that in some of the older leagues, in terms of calling a strike that's off the outside corner to the right-handed hitters. So there's 2 down here in the inning. Jimmy Hill batting for the second time. And he was hit by a pitch his first time up and nearly got nipped that time.
Yeah. He wears that big arm guard, so maybe that's why maybe he crowds the plate a little bit, so that's why he wears that thing to protect his elbow.
1 ball and no strikes. 3-1 San Jose here in the bottom of the second inning. Luis Gomez, the starting pitcher here today, the southpawer. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jimmy Hill and Luis Gomez battling here. Yeah, I'm really curious why 71. Now time is called.
When you played, did you ever pick a jersey number out that represented something for you?
Yeah, I certainly did. I picked 30, but I don't think I did it because of a favorite player. Here's a snap throw down the second. The runner is going to be back in. A little entanglement with the shortstop out there, the second baseman. I don't remember why I picked. I don't know why I picked 30. I always was 30.
My whole life, I was always number 31 after my favorite player, Greg Maddux.
There.
Then I get drafted by the Orioles, and some guy on the team had been there for a couple years, had the number, so I had to change. And the closest number to it was 29. I was like, oh, I'll take the John Smoltz number. That's a great number. Look at that. See, that catcher tried to steal another pitch off the plate. That's about 4 or 5 baseballs off, hoping he gets that same call. So, like you said, it's been happening all week up here with getting pitches, a couple baseballs off the plate called strikes.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and it really happens every year. You just want to make sure that they're consistent with it. And they're not doing it to both sides of the plate. That's really unfair to the hitter. Because as you know, and any baseball fan knows, the strike zone, an umpire's strike zone can really dictate how well a pitcher might do or how well a hitter will do at the plate.
Exactly. If you're going to, myself being a pitcher, if you're going to give me a couple baseballs off the plate, I don't plan on throwing that baseball over the plate.
Well,
and there is Jimmy again, once again getting hit again. So like I said, wearing that elbow guard gets to stay there quite a bit, but it looks like we're going to have a little chat out here.
Well, I think because he leaned into the pitch, and I mean, without looking at a replay, I would have to say that I might agree with the Titans on this one to bring him back to the batter's box.
Well, Jimmy's been a magnet today. 2 at-bats, 2 hit by pitches. Now we got a meeting with the pitcher, the shortstop, and the third baseman. Home plate umpire is having a conversation with the catcher. Got a lot of things going on out there this morning.
Well, not to go against the Giants here, but I'll tell you, it kind of looked like he kind of dipped the shoulder and stuck that elbow out. But without replay, I guess we'll have to wait till after the game to see that one. But nonetheless, he's on base, and you got runners at first and second with 2 out. We're in the bottom half of inning number 2 in this championship game. And now Chris Chambers up there once again with runners in scoring position.
I don't think he'll be bunting this time.
No, I hope not. We like watching him swing the bat. Well, I don't think that was intended. That high pitch that Chambers just got his chin out of the way. They call that chin music. 1 ball, no strikes to the power hitting first baseman. He paid me extra to say that, by the way.
Oh, the power hitting part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to say, I didn't see that all weekend, yeah. So he didn't pay me to say that. But Chris is a great guy. You know,
Yeah.
wouldn't be here without him. So, you know, give a little shout out to Chris for the invite. So appreciate it. And I will give him this, though. He has a good eye, 3-0, and now he's sitting great here. Trying to load the bases, you know, for our 4-hitter on deck, Sloan here. So look for him to take the 3-0 pitch here, no matter if it's right down the middle.
Yeah, that's inside ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. That was a good at bat. He had a couple of close pitches, a couple right under the chin.
We're going to get a mound visit here. Good idea. Coming to the mound and try to talk to this guy after throwing 4 straight balls and bringing up our power hitter, who I know has power because we've seen it.
Absolutely.
Sloan here.
So we got a break in the action here. Quick meeting of the minds and a 3-1 San Jose lead in this championship game. And, boy, I'll tell you, you talk about the weather we've had this week. That had to really add to the enjoyment.
Oh, definitely, because being from Colorado, we get this stuff called snow, and it's cold, and, you know, you come down here to Arizona, and the weather's just wonderful. The sun's out, little mini oasis. Big opportunity here for Sloan to break this thing wide open.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was getting ready to say that. But even if you score maybe 3 or 4 more here, there's so much baseball left. That's what makes this game tough when you got to play 9 innings. I mean, you know, some sports they only play 7. He got under that one and flies that one out of play.
So much easier, though, if you have 4 or 5 run lead, though. Pitching with a cushion is way different than trying to pitch with a 1-run game where every pitch matters. So, you know,
Yes.
his big early runs make it a lot more confidence on that pitcher throwing strikes.
Excuse me swing, and the pitcher, and this was a good play by Celia because he could have come home. He might have had a play there, but that was the 3rd out anyway, and that'll retire the side. So we got 2 in the book. San Jose now leads it 3-1. This is apnvideo.com, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, Luis Maldonado will start things off as we go now to the top half of the third inning. Good fastball, called strike on the inside corner. Third inning of work for Houston Hibbert.
They're really attacking this guy. I would too in the 10 hole here, hoping that this is a nice little easy out.
You know, it's funny. I mean, you watch Major League Baseball, you watch all the World Series down through the years, and it's usually the guys at the bottom of the order that get the MVP. It's not the number 4 or number 3 hitter.
Maybe because when the pitcher faces those guys, you're not really that concentrated or focused because he's at the bottom of the lineup and you throw one right down the middle and they go 2 for 3 or 3 for 4 off you.
And a swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 3 for Houston.
4.
4.
4
That's right.
strikeouts for Houston today. A rough start to the first, giving up a couple hits, but since that, Houston's really settled down here. It's been awesome. No hits last inning, 1, 2, 3, and hopefully does the same thing here.
So he's set down, 5 in a row now?
Yes, sir.
Chopping ball, and Houston's going to make the play, and the quick throw, and he throws it away. I think you're going to have to rule that an infield hit. I think the runner was there in time.
That makes Ramirez 2 for 2. He's definitely got Houston's number here early this morning.
So a runner at first base and 1 out. Top of the third inning, 3-1 in favor of the San Jose Giants.
A pick over there for the speedy Ramirez on first base. Houston trying to keep him close.
Here's Melendez batting for the second time in
Got
that
him.
2-hole, and a pickoff move.
Picked him off. What
And
a move
he
right
is
there.
out. Yeah, we apologize. We got a little late over there. So 2 down here in the inning.
Good move right there by Hibbert. What quick feet, nice throw. Almost caught Chambers off guard too over there. It was such a good move.
Well, it was so quick we didn't get our camera quite over there to capture it. That's a big swing and a miss by Melendez.
Really nice guy. I met him over the weekend. He's from Miami. Real nice, just ball player. The fun thing I love about coming out here to Arizona is I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I speak way more, and I meet guys on the other team that all I do is speak Spanish, so I get some good practice down here.
Yes, you do. You live here long enough, and you pick up 100 or 200 words. But the only way I could speak it is if they talk very slow, the 2-strike pitch.
Good slider right there, blocked by.
And I think he went around.
Yes, he did.
And that's another strikeout. That's 5 of them for Houston. And we are heading to the home half of inning number 3. 3-1 San Jose. We'll have more from Tempe Diablo Stadium in just a moment. You're watching the 2021 Msbl World Series. All right, we head now to the bottom half of the third inning, and so far, good times for the Giants. They lead at 3-1. And there's a ground ball down to third, and the throw across is scooped out nicely by the first baseman for out number 1.
First pitch swinging right there, Mike. Just like your last at bat, got a single with 2 RBIs, real aggressive, just hit the top of that one.
Zach Baldini for the second time, looking for his first hit. He takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike on the right-handed hitter. Caravelli is on deck for San Jose, led by Chris Denevi, the manager, and the GM, and Chris Chambers. And a chopper down to third. Gobbled up again by the third baseman, and he throws to first. And there's 2 down here in the inning.
We just saw that guy at third base can make some plays, so maybe we should try to hit at somebody else. Good hands over there at third base.
There's a look at the Titans' third baseman.
His name's Burgos over there with the good hands at third base.
So there's 2 down here in the inning. 3-1 San Jose in the bottom half of the third, and a letter-high fastball in there for a strike from Luis Gomez, starting pitcher today. That's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out. Nobody on for San Jose, who scored in each of the first 2 innings. And that one is inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now we talk about the weather, and 72 degrees, 3 balls, 1 strike. And we'd like to welcome to our broadcast a good friend of APN and a man who gets things done with the MSBL World Series, Steve Lamontia, and he's in Colorado. Listening and watching in. That's outside, ball 4.
Good at bat right there by Nick.
That was a very good at bat. So he heads down to first base. And let's see if San Jose can get something going here with 2 men out.
Brings up Dash, who had that base hit to the left side. First at bat.
So David Walker, who singled and scored back in the second inning. 8th place hitter in the lineup here for Chris Denevi and his San Jose Giants. Well, this is an offense that has done very well. They have averaged 7 runs a game. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they have scored 42 in their first 6 games and given up just 21. So it tells you the defense and the pitching has been there for the most part all week long.
Like I touched on earlier, defense and pitching wins ball games.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch any of that Braves game last night? Braves and Dodgers?
I missed it.
Oh, that was a good pitching performance by Ian Anderson. Went a couple innings. I'm a big Braves fan, so I had to get a shout out. You know, a lot of my buddies back home are Dodger fans. Finally didn't lose to them like we did last year in the playoffs. So I set up watching that game. Like pitching last night had the upper hand.
Well, I kind of root for the Braves. You know, they lost the All-Star game, and I didn't think they deserved to be thrown in the middle of that. And I think a lot of fans were disappointed. And
look out. High and tight again.
You talk about the Braves. I was a little kid. It was 1974, and we had opening day tickets at Riverfront Stadium, and Henry Aaron tied Babe Ruth that day.
Wow.
And actually, he hit the ball in the section we were sitting in.
Wow.
And that is strike 3 called. Good pitch by Gomez, and that'll retire the side. So we got 3 in the books here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The San Jose Giants over the SoCal Titans, 3-1. This is a championship game of the 25 National Division. All right, welcome back to the ballpark in Tempe Diablo Stadium, ball 1. This is the 4th inning of work for Houston Hibbert, and after a shaky first inning, he gave up 3 hits and an earned run. He's been lights out.
Yeah, it looks like he's throwing that slider for strikes. Real good depth on that pitch here. Just missing the barrel. Just what you're looking for as a pitcher.
So a 3-1 lead for San Jose, top of the 4th inning. And this one is skied down the right field line. This is a long run and a sliding attempt to no avail.
You know who that is out there? That's Sloan, who usually you see behind the dish, but playing a lot of outfield this tournament. Looking pretty good out there, too. I'm impressed with him.
Well, the one thing about Sloan, and I'm sure I've mentioned this on other broadcasts, yeah, he's a catcher by trade, but he can play almost any position, and he's got excellent speed.
He does. He doesn't have that typical catcher slow speed. He's got those things called wheels, which we'd like to say, which is awesome. You can put him in basically anywhere, like you said. Great guy to have on your team.
And, yeah, he's fun to be around, too. I mean, I've talked to him. We've interviewed him a few times, and had a walk-off home run at Goodyear Ballpark 2 seasons ago. That was on the Msbl promo for, I think, at least last year. Borges leading things off here for the SoCal Titans. And a line shot out into left center field, and that's going to be extra bases, possibly.
Long single.
A long single. Should have been, but I think Borges has had some injuries. So he is aboard with a leadoff single. That's the first batter to reach for a while.
Minus that infield single last season when Houston picked him off. Other than that, before they had 5 in a row before that base hit. Ooh.
That's outside ball 1. (3-1) San Jose. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And a wave and a miss.
Good fastball right there.
How hard do you think he's throwing?
I bet you he's 86, 88.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Houston throws pretty firm. And that good slider we've been seeing him go to here lately. See, that ball jumps out of his hand.
And the good thing about his fastball, it's got movement.
Yeah, that arm side run looks like he's throwing a two-seamer here.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, as a pitcher, all you're trying to do is not hit the barrel. You can let him hit it. You're just trying to let him hit on the good part of the bat. Double
And
play
this
ball.
could be 2. Second one. And the throw on to first, and that's a San Jose Giants double play. So a nice turn by the second baseman.
Baldini out there at second base. You know, nice little flip right there from Brian to Baldini, and then over to Chambers at first.
So a 6-4-3 double play empties the bases here.
Brings up the catcher for the Titans, Perez.
Boy, what a year for another catcher named Perez.
Oh, Salvador, what a year, huh?
I mean, how in the world, what did he end up with, 46 or 8?
Wow.
I mean,
unbelievable.
You know, and his previous high was 20, I think 27 or 25.
You know,
I guess
have
he's
a year, Salvador Perez. Awesome. Happy for the guy.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys. I was so happy when they won the championship in 2015. Boy, that's a good pitch. There's that movement, that two-seamer going away from the left-handed hitter. And if you got movement like that, and you were talking about Greg Maddux, I mean, Maddux was certainly probably throws about as hard as Hibbert, really. Yep. Maybe a little harder. But in the major leagues, if you're throwing 90, that's certainly not overpowering. But the movement he had and the placement, it was incredible. And you're seeing a little bit of that right now with Houston. That one is in the air to center field, and this ball should be caught to retire the side, the one-handed grab. All right, we head now to the bottom of the 4th in this championship game. You're watching the 2021 MSBL World Series. This is APN Sports. All right, back with T.R. Keating, Jeff Lowry. Tempe Diablo Stadium, and you're getting a look at Mr. Richer coming in to bat here to start things off in the bottom of the 4th inning. In a 3-1 lead, a winner-take-all 25 national championship game. Beautiful day, 72 degrees here in Tempe, Arizona.
Wonderful day for some baseball.
That got him.
Yeah, it looked like it did.
I heard it. And the rule is, even if it doesn't actually touch the body, even it just like a loose fit shirt, that's a hit batsman.
I think he's looking to hit up there because he stayed in the box.
Yeah.
Like it didn't hit him.
I think I always had that same philosophy. It's like, I don't want to walk. I want to get a base hit. Don't want to take the hit batsman unless it really hurt.
Me as a pitcher, if I ever get an at-bat and it grazes my jersey, I'm running to first base. Oh, he got hit anyway.
He got that that time, and he's heading down to first base. How many innings have we had the leadoff hitter aboard?
This is now the 3rd inning now. 3 out of 4 innings. The first inning we had a leadoff single by Brian. The 2nd inning we had a leadoff single by Dash, and then the 3rd inning Mike grounded out. So, and then a leadoff hit by pitch here. So 3 out of 4 innings with some guys on base.
And a called strike. So Matt Savala up there. And he had a base hit his first time up. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Home half of the 4th inning.
And he stole a base. So some good wheels up there as well.
Yeah, you talk about you winning a championship. More times than not, it takes a total team effort. You need production from the bottom of your order, and so far San Jose has gotten that here today.
Like you said, you got to have production throughout the whole lineup. You're playing 6 games in a couple of days. Your guys get tired. You got to get off your feet. So if the bottom of the order can roll it over to get your top of the lineup guys more ABs,
Absolutely.
more success, that leads to the W's in the scorebook.
The 1-1 and a good fastball. Goes right down the middle of the plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt. You got top of the order coming up. Nope, they're going to add, it looks like, Matt Huggins to the bottom of this batting order.
Ooh.
And that usually is an MSBL strike.
Yeah, that's why I said ooh, because that looked like you said earlier, a couple inches off the plate, and they're calling those strikes. And that, to me, from up here, looked like the exact same call we saw earlier for strike 3.
And he got him with some high heat. So it looks like Gomez is starting to settle in. And that's...
And like you said here, we're going to add Matt Huggins to the bottom of the order here. Now he will be hitting in the 11 hole for us.
Well, Huggins is a guy that can crush the ball. What a guy to have coming off the bench, no doubt about it.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy of this stature, 6'6", 275, hitting in the 11 hole in my life. So like you said, good at bat coming off the bench here.
I thought it was Adam Dunn when he started walking up to the plate. About the same. Of course, I haven't seen Adam Dunn lately, but Adam Dunn had a pretty good major league career, though struck out a lot.
Yeah, definitely. But the funny thing is Matt Huggins looks just like Darren Ruff of the Giants, but he hits from the left side of the plate rather than the right-hand side. We've been making jokes with him all week about him looking just like his twin brother, Darren Ruff of the Giants. Both big guys, hit the ball hard. Just all-around good dudes. Good take right there on that fastball in. I've known Huggins a long time. I was in his wedding. He was in my wedding. So we've been friends for numerous years. So real good guy to come down here and spend some time with over the vacation.
Well, he's hanging tough in there against Gomez, the starting pitcher. His team up 3-1, bottom of the 4th inning, 1 out. You got a runner at first base. You know, a lot of the players on today's San Jose roster, played with the Denver Royals and Brian Underhill, and we've done a lot of games for Brian. And I gotta tell you, I mean, as this one is slapped in the left field and down the left field line, this is going to be extra bases. Good job by the left fielder retrieving that ball and holding the runner at third base. So they'll be at second and third, and a nice job there.
Great at bat right there by Matt Huggins, coming off the bench and hitting a double opposite field down the left field line. Like I said, you don't see a guy usually that good hitting that low in the lineup, so that's a good advantage to have right there for us. Rolling over the top of our lineup here with Brian coming up again.
So Huggins at second. You got a runner at third. Top of the order, Bisting, single and a strikeout in 2 at-bats.
Real aggressive early in the count. There's that Msbl outside slider we've talked about again.
Well, overall, I think Gomez has done well. I think if he gets out of this inning, I think he's had 4 pretty solid innings.
Working around a lot of traffic for Mr. Gomez out there. Every inning's had a couple guys on minus the 1, 2, 3 thirds, so he's been doing a lot of traffic control out there on the mound today.
This is a big, big out for the SoCal Titans, no question about it. And a smash on a drawn-in infield, base hit center field. 1 run is going to score, and that will be all. And it's 4-1 San Jose.
Great piece of hitting right there by Brian. Looked like that same slider on the outside corner and just got some barrel to it and a base hit to center field for an RBI. Great at bat.
I'll bring up Jimmy Hill. You get a wide shot here of Tempe Diablo Stadium on a beautiful morning for championship baseball, and the San Jose Giants are on the air and leading by 3 as Jimmy Hill bats for the 3rd time.
And looks like this time Luis Gomez is going to stay away from him because he's hit him twice now.
Yes, he has. Infield playing a double play depth.
There goes the runner.
And a swing, and that's going to be a foul tip out of the glove. They're going to send the runner back to first base.
Looks like Perez couldn't quite hold on to that. Looked like Brian had a good jump there, and usually as a hitter, when you see a guy at first with a big jump, you usually just take a pitch there and get him in a scoring position. Looked like Jimmy was real aggressive and fouled that one off.
Well, he's been hit by a pitch twice, and he's a little anxious to contribute a little bit more. That's out of play. So 2 strikes on Jimmy Hill.
Is that how you feel as a hitter? If you've been hit twice, you want to get a hit?
Yes, that's how it works, Of course, you pitchers wouldn't know that, right?
You're right. I wouldn't know that. If you hit me twice, I would let somebody else hit for me my 3rd time.
Championship day, a run in here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-strike pitch, Gomez to Hill, and he slaps it out of play.
Another foul ball hanging tough up there, Jimmy.
What did you think this year? We're at the home of the L.A. Angels and Ohtani,
Wow.
who not only hit 45-plus home runs this year, but, did very well on the mound. To be a two-way player at the major league level, it's got to be very difficult.
100%. Pitching's very tough. Foul ball coming right back here at us. Pitching's tough by itself, and so is hitting. But if you can do both at the major league level and be very successful, that's one in a lifetime player we're going to see in this day and age. Back in the day, that was the Babe Ruth. He pitched and hit. He's today's modern day Babe Ruth, hitting with power and throwing 100.
Now, if he could just stay injury-free.
Same thing with his teammate Mike Trout. Just think how good that team could be with a healthy Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani for the next couple years. Give the AL a run for their money with a couple of those guys. Add a couple other pieces, and you'd be a very successful franchise right there.
Two-strike pitch, and now the runner goes. A one-hop throw goes out in the center field. Here's the center fielder coming up with the ball, but not before another run comes in, and San Jose extends the lead to 5-1.
That second baseman right there has to stop that ball from going in the outfield. That's a big insurance run coming in there here in the fourth, and another crooked number up on the board here for the Giants. Now up 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth, and now another runner in scoring position for Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy has been hit by a pitch twice, and he is really battling up there. I mean, this is about the 8th pitch of this at bat, and he's doing a pretty good job of battling with this southpawler.
He's hit about 5 foul balls over here to the right-hand side to all 5 of the fans here at the game today. Every fan gets a ball today.
Another two-strike pitch. Popped him up, and this one is going to stay on the infield, and the first baseman will come over. Very dangerous one-handed catch there. It looked like that ball may have slid out a little bit. And there's going to be 2 down here in the inning.
A thing you don't see very often these days is 2 hands ever on a fly ball.
No.
As a kid, I was taught that you always use 2 hands, and now I think that the big thing I think has gone away in baseball is small ball. Bunting guys over, you don't ever see that, or 2 hands trying to squeeze a ball. It's a lot of those little things that baseball has really changed over the years.
Well, I think there is too much emphasis at the major league level to hit home runs.
All about the launch angle. Because every guy in the big leagues, they just signed guys to hit home runs. What about those fast guys that used to bunt, steal, get them over, get them in? A lot of things have changed over the last couple years in baseball.
As Chris Chambers digging in for the 3rd time. And he seems to be resigned to go to the left side of the infield or try to poke it out into the left field.
Yeah, especially with the pitcher kind of throwing sidearm to a lefty-lefty matchup. That's if you try to pull that pitch, you're going to hit a little roll over to second base. So you can see the lefty's trying to work oppo here.
Another 2-strike pitch and a ground ball, just as you said. And he'll take it to the bag, and that'll retire the side. We are heading now to the 5th inning from Tempe Diablo Stadium on a beautiful day for baseball. And the San Jose Giants lead at 5-1. This is APN. All right, Maldonado will start things off for the Titans. They got a run in the top of the first inning and a swing and a miss at a hard biting slider down and away, and it's the 5th inning of work for Houston Hibbert.
Yeah, that slider, like we talked about, it's been really good today. His last at bat, he hit that same slider and lined out to third. And slider away, strike 1, fastball on his hand, strike 2. Houston's real aggressive, going right at these guys.
Top of the 5th inning, winner take all. No time limit on these championship games, so I did a game about 6 or 7 years ago, and it went 4 hours, if you can believe it. But it was a very exciting game. And
what was the final score on that one? 20-18?
No, it was actually like 3-2.
Wow.
In 10 innings. Came back with that one, but the right-handed hitter wasn't biting on it.
A little bit low there, but real good pitch right there. 1-2 slider, low and away.
Might see it again. No, he came back inside with a hard fastball.
Fouled straight back.
Now maybe he can set it up again here.
Yep. Hard in
Possibly.
fastball, probably throw that slider away. Hopefully you get him to either roll over on it or swing right over the top of it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter, top of the 5th for the Titans.
I'm sure whatever pitch it is, it's going to be a great call from the catcher, Matt Melendez. A great guy. I mean, one of the best catchers I've seen this whole weekend. See slider. Ooh,
Wow, that
what a
was
pitch.
close.
Yeah, wow.
And you talk about the Msbl umpire strike zone, and that certainly looked like it qualified for a strike. He's going for his 6th punch out of the day, and the next delivery is low and inside, ball 4.
Like you said, this MSBL strike zone of both those pitches both look great from up here. And
Yeah.
didn't look like he wanted to call either one of those a strike.
So next up here for the Titans.
Looks like it's the left-handed hitting Perez, who's very aggressive on that first pitch fastball. After he struck out last time in the 2nd inning, so he's trying to change his fortune here.
So no balls and 1 strike on Perez.
Fastball up right there. After that, you're probably going to see change-up or something here, lefty-righty matchup. Try to get a little roll over to second base. Change-up just scooped right there by Matt. Great. Like I said, Matt this weekend has made catching look easy, even though it's not easy. Blocking balls in the dirt, throwing guys out. Probably hands down one of the best defensive catchers I've seen in a long time.
Runner at first with nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Or Mike, you mean Mike?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's been great behind the dish.
Well, and he has done a sensational job. I mean, how many pitches have we seen in the dirt in this game? And that's back-to-back walks.
Might be time for a mound visit.
Well, and not to make any excuse for Houston, but, you know, I thought he got a little squeezed on the leadoff hitter Maldonado.
I did too, but as you can tell, I'm also wearing the same orange and black uniform as him, so I'm rooting for him every pitch. But just squeezing that first guy, and looks like those last ones are just missing a little bit. But back-to-back walks is never a good way how you want to start out any inning on the mound. Looks like he's going to square on a bunt here. Oh.
And a smash down to third. Nice
Double play.
They'll get the double play at second base.
Talk about getting a break right there. Shows bunt, hits a line drive, flare to third where you can turn a double play, 5-4. Double play. Just how we drew it up. Back-to-back walks and double play, right?
So Caravelli with a tremendous play on that sharp line drive.
Yep, Nick flipped it right over to Baldini at second for the double play, and now that brings up the number 9 hitter, Medina, who struck out his last at bat. So hopefully Houston can go right at this guy and get us back in the dugout here. Well, there's 0 up on the board.
You know, isn't it amazing? And I would still consider this a close game, 5-1. But it is amazing when they say the double play is the pitcher's best friend. I mean, it truly is.
It is. You're in a jam. One pitch changes the whole thing from being a stressful pitch to, oh, now we got 2 outs, runner on first base, and my pitcher's best friend got me a double play ball.
It may end up being the difference in the game if San Jose, unless they can keep that 4-run lead intact.
Now, when you played baseball, what did you play?
I was, by trade, an outfielder.
Were you quick?
But I pitched. I didn't throw hard on the mound, but for some reason, I could throw the ball very far from the outfield and very accurately. But, you know, I played every position except catcher, and the only time I caught was in a practice game, a little scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage game. And I loved it, except I kept wanting to turn my head sometimes when the batter would swing, and I think that's probably instinctively. Is that strike 3 called? Yes, it is. Outstanding job. And that's going to retire the side. That is punch out number 6 for Houston. So we go to the home half. We're halfway through this championship game, and San Jose leads it by a score of 5-1. You're watching the MSBL World Series and the San Jose Giants on APN. Getting a close-up look at the Titans starting pitcher, Luis Gomez. And, you know, I think he's pitched pretty well so far. I think the one thing you have to say about him, he's kept his team in the ball game. We could have had a couple of really big innings. We had the bases loaded. Sloan Celia up there. And he fooled him badly.
Bases loaded check swing back to him. So, like you said, he's been a real, great pitcher out there battling, keeping his team in the game, which is all you ask for as a pitcher, He's hit a couple guys, gave a couple hits, but done some damage control and only allowed us to score 5 runs.
That one is hammered down the line and foul and out of play, and there's activity down in the bullpen.
Looks like a big righty from here.
So Sloan, speaking of the devil.
Ooh.
Hammered again.
Oh. Almost hit the guys warming up the bullpen.
So a couple of strikes on Sloan Solia as he's up there with nobody on as we start the bottom half of the 5th inning with San Jose leading it by a score of 5-1. 5th inning of work for the starting pitcher, Perez.
Ooh, that's a close pitch right there. We've seen that pitch called a strike
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to talk anything bad about these umpires down here, but the only thing as a pitcher or hitter you're looking for is consistency, and we're not seeing that very much today. Seen a couple of those pitches be called strikes and a couple called balls. So.
Yeah. Well, you should come over and watch some of the 50s and the 55 and the 60s. Those strike zones are all over the place. Here's a drive, hit back into deep left field. This ball is not going to be playable. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And Sloan Solia has started the home half of inning number 5 with a long double to left field.
If he could have done that with the bases loading a couple innings ago, man, this would be a whole different ball game. But a good leadoff double right there, though, for Sloan. Bringing up Mike, who's swung a pretty great bat this week. You know, first inning and their second inning got a base hit, 2 RBI single. And, bring up, just pass the baton here, as they say. Bring the next hitter up.
So a leadoff double by Solia. He stands at second base. And a first pitch called strike, 0-1. Well, he had the 2-run hit back in the first inning, Valadez.
The 2 RBI single back up the middle. Ooh, good swing right there.
That's no balls and 2 strikes to him. I get the feeling you might want to add maybe another insurance run or 2 here because, you're in a championship game and anything can happen.
Definitely. Like you said, no time limit, 9 innings.
Mm-hmm.
They always say those last 3 outs are the hardest outs to get. The more cushion you have, the easier and more relaxed your pitcher is and your defense.
Absolutely. The other thing is, and you made mention, I think, last half inning, you're playing – you guys, I think, played 5 games, in 3 days or 4 days?
3 days.
3 days. It's normally 6 and 4.
A lot of baseball, so guys get tired. You want to make sure,
Yep.
There goes Sloan.
And a high fly ball. He's going to have to retreat. That's going to be taken care of by the left fielder. Nice job, 1 down. So Solia heads back to his position at second base, his bag, after the leadoff double.
Zach Baldini here. Baldini's flew to center and ground out to third. Time for him to get on the hits train here and get a base hit.
Like I said, still a lot of baseball left. We're only halfway through this one. 1 out.
Ooh. This pitcher likes to go inside, so he pushing Baldini off the plate there.
1 ball and no strikes to Zach. We're getting ready to – I was trying to mention, the Brian Underhill teams, and a lot of the guys on this team was on those, and that's how, I, met all you guys. And I have to say, of all the teams that I've ever covered, high school football – which I really don't get a chance to meet those players like I do with you guys. But I'll tell you, I think I've had more fun, covering, this group of guys than maybe any other team are out here, with the exception of some of, my longtime customers.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, the first time we met, it was like we clicked, and I was like, this is fun, and I was kind of, base hit right there. Like
There
I
you
said,
go.
Baldini.
And Baldini with a line shot. Sloan's going to play it safe
Yep, good play right there.
and go station to station. So they're on the corners here.
The one out.
And only one man out, so this is a golden opportunity for the San Jose Giants to add on to the lead.
Yeah, going back to what you're saying, though, is, this is I'm kind of jealous of what you get to do here every day. Watch baseball, watch sports, commentate on them. I'll be honest, that was my lifelong goal as a kid, to grow up and be a sports commentator. I tell my wife all the time, and she just laughs because I will say something, and then 2 seconds later it happens on the TV, and she's like, "You're pretty good at that." And I said, "Yeah, I know quite a bit about sports, and I did this one summer when I played in the Northwoods League, and so it's just a lot of fun, and a good group of guys to be around, especially talking about guys I'm friends with, makes it that much easier and funner. I can tell you funny stories about them or what they do for a job, and just fun things. And being around a good group of guys is always, a good couple day vacation, and seeing your buddies that you don't see very often is always fun, especially because half the guys on the Giants team live in California, so I only see them once a year, and we catch up and have a good time and laugh. But you said it's a good group of guys. Underhill put together a real good group of guys. Mm-hmm. So, and it's fun because when I played 2 weeks ago for NABA down here, half the guys on our team were on Underhill's team too. So it was kind of like a plethora of all of our buddies. So it's always, a fun time, good group of guys. And at the end of it, if you win, that's even the icing on the cake.
It sure is. And the competition's pretty good in this 25. It has been for the last, since 2018, I think, is when we started with Brian's team. I believe it was 2018. It doesn't seem like it was 3 years ago, but going up to Vegas a couple of times. Well, we got a new pitcher on the mound.
Time flies when you're having fun, I've heard.
Yeah. So this is 22. Do we have a 22 on their roster?
Oh. We're going to find out. I don't think so.
I don't see a 22 with... Yeah, there's a lot of the roster where we did not have a name to go along with a number or vice versa, so...
Number 22 is a right-handed pitcher. That's about all we got.
That's all we got, unfortunately. And sometimes in the MSBL, managers do not come out here prepared or have a printed or at least an accurate roster. So anyway, it's first and third. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. We thought we'd just keep it here. And, you're talking about when you're watching baseball, Major League Baseball on TV, and you'll say something, and then the announcers will say it a couple of seconds later. And I think probably happens to a lot of us that have played the game and been somewhat of a student of the game. But do you ever, being a pitcher, do you ever say, I think I might come back with a hard fastball in or a slider away, or do you kind of analyze it as you go along?
Definitely, because I'm like, I would do this. And then when it happens, like earlier when I had the double play ball, I said, oh, man, that's a pitcher's best friend, same thing. So, you being a pitcher my whole life, I'd say this is what I have success with, so this is what I see. Or if I see him chase a bad slider away, I'm probably going to go back to that. If you're aggressive on it, I'm going to use it to my advantage. So I do that all the time. And, it's fun watching sports. Like last night I was at Matt Huggins' house watching the baseball game and sitting there with Rich Carvaza, who was our pitcher yesterday, who did an awesome job to get us into this game. We're watching the game, and he's a fellow pitcher, so it was fun, talking baseball with each other and saying, hey, this is what I would do. And he's like, oh, me too. So it's fun to see fellow pitchers doing that.
I think it's fun, and I think talking baseball is just, one of the best times for me. So first and third occupied, and the first pitch is in there for a called strike.
To Nick
Caravelli. Nick Caravelli up
first
there.
And third. Big at bat here with an insurance run on third base there, looking for a fly ball somewhere.
Infield is at double play depth. And
Base
here's a
hit.
smash, and there it is. Base hit into left center field. It's 6-1, San Jose.
Great job right there by Nick. Not trying to do too much. Little base hit. Scoring a run. Passing the baton to, the next guy, David Walker. But like I was saying earlier, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our starting pitcher yesterday. One of my real good friends as well, Rich Carvaza from the Big Apple, came all the way down from New York.
Really?
To throw yesterday for us. The guy, he's right now coaching first base over there. 6'5", left-handed pitcher, throwing about 90.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had a great start for us yesterday. Went 7 innings, gave up a couple runs, but battled for us and pitched great. Things I've seen him do every single time.
And that was an 8-2 win over the Southern California Cardinals, a team that beat you guys earlier in the week.
Yeah, 2-1. Ooh, oh.
Line shot, first
Double
base,
play.
and that's a double play. Nice play by the first baseman. That'll retire the side. We're heading to the 6th. 6-1, San Jose in this winner-take-all championship game. You're watching apnvideo.com. All right, we're going now to the top of the 6th inning, and that is Tom Prendergast. He's the tournament director, and he is the man on the right talking with the 2 umpires. And you wonder if this has anything to do with that incomplete roster that the Titans gave us and everybody else before the game.
Yeah, usually don't see that guy on the field very often unless something fishy is
You've won
going
a
on.
championship, and he's giving you the trophy.
Exactly. Usually he comes before or after the game, never during.
No.
Looks like he has a camera in his hands, though, so he's looking like maybe he's taking a few action shots.
Well, he's also the director of the Daily News, and it's his responsibility to get those great shots. So we go to the top of the 6th inning. Looking good so far, but still, I keep reiterating, we got a lot of baseball left. This one's far from over.
Yes, sir. But looks like Houston Hilbert out there still throwing strikes right there. 0-2 to Maldonado here. Luis Maldonado in the 10-hole.
Maldonado, a strikeout victim. Houston with, I believe, still 6?
Yeah, let me count them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Ks through 5 innings.
He's walked a couple.
Back-to-back last inning.
And a chopping ball down to third, and it's gobbled up there.
Good play.
Good line
throw.
drive throw for out number 1, and that's exactly what San Jose needed from their third baseman because Maldonado gets down the line quickly.
He does, and great play right there by Nick Caravelli. Been real solid third base all tournament for us. Played every inning out there, good hands, and we saw right there a real good, strong throw across the diamond to get Maldonado there. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Christian Ramirez, sent from the left side here. He is 2 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first and singled in the third, but remember on the infield single in the third, he was picked off the very next pitch. Very aggressive. Let's hope we can get him out here this time. 2 for 2 is a good day for the leadoff hitter.
I think you should call this inning, and I'll do color commentating. How about that?
All right, you want to little change up this inning. So
Yeah, let's change it up a little bit.
Hibbert right there throws a slider, gets ahead 0-2 here on Ramirez hit from the left side. Like I said, 2 for 2 on the day. Hibbert trying to retire him for the first time. Ooh, fastball up and in, going to right field. And a catch right there on the run by Jimmy Hill. There's 2 down now. Great start to the inning for Hibbert. 1-2, and now he's going to work on Melendez, wearing number 23, hitting from the right side. Shortstop, Johan Melendez. Great guy. Actually talked to this guy all weekend long. He's from the Miami area. Real nice guy. Like I said, these are the guys I work on my Spanish with. So just a lot of fun coming out here, meeting new friends, and playing baseball. Great weather we talked about. You know, just great baseball. You see that fastball right there from Houston, pouring in about 88 down the knees, getting ahead. Strike 1. Comes back with that slider to move his feet, 1-1. Just all around great baseball. You see a lot of it down here, I'm sure.
No, well, not really. No, not when you're up in the 65 and over.
Ball hit to the left side. Nice strong throw. Wow, what a play right there by Brian to retire the side. 1-2-3, a little ground ball to short. Man, what a great inning by Houston right there. 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. And we'll cut to commercial here in a minute, and we come back. I'll pass the baton back over to you. You can be the guy. All right, and we're back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Hernandez, the right-handed pitcher, still on the mound here. They're closing out the 5th. He'll face the 9, 10, and 11 hitters here for the San Jose Giants. First up, left-handed hitter Boomer Richer, who is 0 for 1 today. Grounded into a 1-5-3 put out off the pitcher his first at bat. And then got hit his second at bat twice. We saw, but didn't go down to the first time. And here he is in his third at bat in the bottom of the 6th. Takes a pitch high. 1-1 count on Boomer here, digging in from the left side against the hard-throwing righty Hernandez. Ooh, fastball in. Pulls it down in the first base, little bobble there, pitcher covers, and that's known as what's called PFPs, pitcher fielding practice. You do that in spring training forever, every single day. 100 times. Covering first base, throwing ground balls back to you to second base. So little PFP action there into the 3-1 put out on Boomer.
It's one of the most important things that you will do in spring training or, whenever you get a chance to practice. But it's probably one of the most monotonous things. I mean, nobody really enjoys doing that. I think there are much more enjoyable things in practice than covering first base. But, they did it to perfection. And how many times when a pitcher doesn't get over there, it really hurts the team.
You hit the nail on the head. It's the most monotonous thing to do, but if you don't do it, those always come back to bite you. When you forget to cover first base or back up a throw somewhere, that runner will always seem to, be a thorn on your side. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Nice play by the second baseman and a 4-3 put out there on Msbl.
Nice play by the second baseman, ranging to his left. Covered a lot of ground and came up with a nice throw to first.
Yeah, definitely a lot of range. But guys at second base are usually of this shorter stature, but usually quick-feeted because, they got a lot of range, run around there, and we saw it right there by the second baseman. Great little play there by number 2, Perez. So, good little fast guy bringing up one of my good buddies, Matt Huggins, who we saw him in the 4th inning come off the bench in an opposite field double.
Yeah, he hit that ball hard and went with the pitch. Ooh. And now they run the first pitch in on him on his second at bat of the day. And it would be kind of fun to see him launch one. Boy, to hit one out of here to right field is going to take some doing, though.
I've seen him do it. We played one time in a Moneyball tournament a couple years ago, and he hit a ball that went about 500 feet into a kids' play area in center field, and the farthest home run I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Ooh, he tried to do it again right there.
I think the longest home run I've ever seen in person, not on TV, was Richie Sexton. He was playing with the Diamondbacks, 10, 15 or 15 years ago. He hit it straight away center field. It hit the scoreboard 505 feet away. I mean, it was unbelievable.
That's a long fly ball. I saw Sammy Sosa hit a home run at Coors Field that hit the Coke bottle on the stadium with his corked bat. I know that bat was corked, but it was still fun to see a ball fly that far.
Well, Mac, I was down. The Diamondbacks were playing the Cardinals, about that same time. Late 90s.
Ooh, almost hit him.
Did that get him?
Almost. And the catcher's trying to check with the third base umpire, who's non-existent. And you see the third baseman on the team for the Titans giving him the strike sign, kind of, rooting for his teammate there. With only 2 crew, you're not having someone at third base there to check. But we got a 3-2 count here on Matt Huggins. Bottom of the 6th. Hernandez deals a 3-2 pitch. And Matt fouls it off to the right side.
Yeah, McGuire was here, and I got down there early enough to watch him take batting practice. And there's these panels. I don't know if you've ever been to Bank One Ballpark or Chase, I guess it's what it's called now. And he was hitting them he was hitting it completely out of the stadium through those panels. I mean, you're talking way over 500 feet.
There's a ground ball. He's going to beat it out. See? For Huggy being 6'6", he runs pretty good for a big fella.
Yes, he does.
And he gets a little infield single there right over the pitcher's head.
And one of the keys, and I think this can affect your batting average, especially if you're at the major league level, but you've got to come out of the box running hard.
Quickly. That first step's where you make or break that infield single. If you come out of that box hard, you give yourself a better chance to get down there. And we got a pinch hitter here, Dylan.
Wow. Nice backhanded play. Wow.
What a play by the third baseman right there. Wow. Look like Burgos over there, the shore-handed third baseman with the backhand play and a rocket to second base to end here the 6th. Wow. What a play right there. We'll head to the
All right, we head now to the top of the 7th inning. First pitch, ball 1. And this is Houston Hibbert in his 7th inning of work, and he has pitched an outstanding game. He gave up a run early back in the 1st inning, and that's been it. And that ball is rocketed past the outstretched glove of Hibbert into center field for a base hit.
I could have told you that was going to happen because the guy who just got the hit, Burgos, made the awesome defensive play to end the last inning. Had all the confidence right there, and you could just tell. Hit a line drive back up the middle. Isn't that crazy how that happens in baseball? How one play on one side helps the other guy get some confidence going for his team?
Now, TR, I didn't think you were superstitious.
Yeah, right. You see that white line? I've never touched that with my feet ever. I'm the most superstitious. Ooh, back-to-back singles here to start the 7th. Maldonado right there with his opposite field single. Might get some action in the bullpen here for the Giants. Only up 6-1 here, like you said in the 7th inning.
Well, all is quiet in that first base dugout. Valadez with a little pep talk. I'll tell you, I think Kristen Evie's just saying, something's going to have to really happen before we switch pitchers here. But you said you've got a guy that can throw upwards of 95 or more.
Yeah, we saw him throw the first day. Dylan, I can't remember his last name.
Dylan Height.
Yeah.
Yep.
Throws low 3/4, and he throws hard. And to go with that, he had a really good slider. So that I saw him the first night against the Terror team strike out. There's only 3 batters he faced on about 9 pitches.
That's popped up, but this is going to be out of play, or will the catcher have a shot at it? Yeah.
Almost hit our guy in the dugout there. I don't think he was coming to protect him. Bergman there, number 4, almost got hit in the head with the ball. That's the hardest play for a catcher, is those catcher pop-ups. They practice them in spring training all the time, but still, that's still a tough play to make.
And I mentioned this multiple times this week, that exact same thing. I mean, especially the short fly pop-up right around the plate when it goes straight up, because you don't have enough time to get rid of the mask, throw it away from you so you don't trip over it, and then try to pick it up and then try to catch it, because the ball is actually, the plane of the ball is going back towards the infield, so you almost have to turn your back to the infield to get a good position to make the catch. And those short pop-ups, you see it all the time out here, and those are I think it's the most difficult play in baseball, except trying to hit a ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I catch sometimes when I'm back home, or even out here last week for the NABA tournament, and those catcher fly balls have got to be the most difficult play to make. Between trying to trip over your mask, make a catch, get your back to the infield. Ooh, good pitch.
Oh, nice looking pitch. That would have rung him up.
Yeah. Right here, Perez. Perez, who's 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a fly out to center. He's the catcher. So ground ball with no speed here. Good double play, but good changeup right there. Wow.
Miss. Nice. And
7th strikeout there for Hibbert. Good changeup. That's funny. I've been talking all week to the hitters and saying, what's the best pitch in baseball? And we go back to it. Is it a changeup? Mm-hmm. If you throw a changeup out of here the same arm speed as a fastball, it looks like a fastball, and then just best pitch in baseball is like I've heard from different guys here, is the changeup.
All right, so that's going to bring up the next hitter,
Maldonado, who lined out to 3rd in the 1st inning and drew one of those back-to-back walks in the 5th off Hibbert. Very aggressive there. 1-1 count now.
So 1 out. You got runners at 1st and 2nd here. 6-1 San Jose. We're in the top of the 7th inning. I feel like I just got to the ballpark, and here we are in the 7th inning already. You know, you're talking about the best pitch. I almost have to agree. Now, I'm partial because I did throw a slider. I love that pitch. I would not throw it early in the count. Well, he just blew it right by him. That may have been his best fastball so far.
I agree with you right there, too. That, I mean, like I said, we talked about earlier, that was the first and second, 1 out in the 7th inning. That's a pitcher, very aggressive. He dialed it up there and reared back and blew a fastball right by Maldonado there.
Let's see if this is the slider. No, and he came back with a fastball and got too much of the plate, and this is going to plate a run for the SoCal Titans. So an RBI hit for Maldonado. And now I would say if you're Chris Denevy, you might want a little activity in the bullpen.
Definitely. After that, you know, like you said, this is a 9-inning game. Here in the 7th inning. Now only a 6-2 lead here for the Giants. Bottom of the order coming up here. This is a stressful pitches here coming up here for Houston Hibbert.
Now Perez popped him up, and that might be a big out if this stays in play, but it's not. It's going to land in the dugout.
And just on cue, look in that first base dugout. Looks like Dylan's about to go down the bullpen and start warming up. Some stirring in the Giants dugout here.
Well, I've really enjoyed Houston here. Hibbert's enjoyed watching him pitch in this game, but I'd like to see the flamethrower for at least one inning.
Oh, we'll definitely see him. He'll be in the game, I'm sure. But Houston's done an awesome job, you know, attacking the zone. Like you said, minus that first inning, right, the run. He had 5 really solid innings. They were throwing up goose eggs.
And it's 0-2.
Big pitch right here. Get a strikeout or a ground ball here. You're in the bottom part of the order here. Perez hitting in the 7-hole, I believe.
One of the things people don't talk about the position of a catcher is the communication side of it. You know, you hear, well, he blocks the ball well, he's got a strong arm, he throws guys out, but they don't talk about the communication. And with Valadez, I mean, he has been in constant communication as that pitch missed low and inside 2-2. I mean, we've seen him out there numerous trips, making sure they're on the same page.
You said that you know a lot about baseball, so it's awesome to talk and watch these games here with you. But a catcher can make or break the pitcher because his communication, the way they're on the same page, calling pitches, is a game changer. You're on the same page with your catcher, you're going to have a lot more success than if you're shaking 2 or 3 times they throw the pitch you want to throw.
And he's the only guy on the field, and a lot of people don't realize it, he's the only guy on the field where the entire field's in front of him.
So he can see everything.
So if there's a little dribbler up the line, he's got to be the quarterback. He's got to be the communicator, you know.
Definitely. He's the man in charge right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big pitch, 3-2 count. Ooh, fouled off there. 1st and 3rd, top of the 7th, 1 run already in. And Hibbert's really been battling this inning, you know, with the leadoff back-to-back singles, a big strikeout after that, but then a base hit from Maldonado to score a run. So this has been some high-pressure pitches here for Hibbert here in the 7th. And this is the pitch right here, 3-2 pitch, 1st and 3rd to Perez.
Well, he got him swinging. Foul tipped it into the catcher's mitt, and that is out number 2.
Wow, big pitch right there by Hibbert. Fastball up and away for strike 3.
Is that 8 of them? We're getting a recount here.
8 Ks now for Hibbert.
In 6 2/3 inning.
Big strikeout. Ooh, first pitch swinging right there.
Who's coming up here? I'm having trouble reading your writing.
Ties.
Ties, okay.
This is the pitcher that pitched against us the first time he played these guys. 6'6", big gentleman here.
Yeah.
Swing. He hit a ball off the fence against us when we played him.
You remember the score in your first outing with these guys?
We beat him 12-0.
0. Yep.
We had a guy start for us, Struble, who threw real well. You know him from the Royals team as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then also in relief was Zeke De Leon. Came in for a couple of, good slider right there.
Excellent pitch.
I got to give a shout out. Zeke's at home. He flew home. He had to get back to work. But Zeke flew home after starting game 1 for us. Came in relief game 2 against these guys. And just one of my real good friends from back home.
Yeah, and I hope he's watching. I'd like to say hi to him, too. He's one of my favorites, too. And beautiful slider down and in, and that'll retire the side. We are heading to the 7th inning stretch here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. And it's all San Jose. They lead it 6-1. This is the MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Well, back here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, we are getting set to go here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now it's 6-2 lead. A little bit closer for the Titans. I think right now the Giants could use a couple of insurance runs.
I like where your head's at.
That's in there for a called strike.
Back to the leadoff here for Brian Bistain, leadoff hitter. Today he's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a strikeout. Great leadoff hitter. A little catalyst up there at the top of the order.
Well, we talk about getting on base to start an inning, and how successful was the team early. They got the leadoff guy on the first, second, the 4th inning, and scored in each of those innings.
And the 5th as well, leadoff double by Sloan. He scored.
Because I think if you look, you probably have to do it with Major League Baseball, but when you get the leadoff guy on in an inning, I wonder what the percentage of those teams that score. And I would say it's probably somewhere around 2/3. I'm just guessing.
They say a leadoff walk scores 80% of the time, a walk.
A walk.
So I'd assume it's around that same number for the single.
Yeah, it might even be higher. It might be more like 75%.
Little cue ball there off the end of the bat.
That's a frustrating thing for a hitter. That's got to give a pitcher a lot of enjoyment, though. When you saw off somebody really good.
That was a good little changeup or slider there. Brian was so far ahead of it, he hit it right off the cap, and then the pitcher. I did that too quite a bit. Runs the ball halfway over there because sometimes you're used to throwing as hard as you can from the mound, and you've seen numerous times where the pitcher airmails the first baseman there because you're used to that throwing hard all the time. So you see the little jog and the underhand flip to the first baseman for out number 1.
You see a lot of those kind of errors with the pitchers in this tournament. And I just wonder if it's just because so many times, like you said, as this one is grounded to the right side, well, he got the convenient hop, and that's going to be out number 2. You almost get the feeling that the Giants are a little resigned to their 4-run lead. They've been a little quiet offensively the last couple of innings. So there's 2 down in the inning. So Hill is retired, and now
Chris Chambers coming
Chris
up.
Chambers.
Chris Chambers looking for his first hit today. Fielder's choice in his first at bat. Drew a walk in the second, and then grounded out to first base in the third. So looking for Chris to get on base here.
So 2 outs, 6-2 lead here for the Giants. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Called strike on a borderline pitch, and it's 0-1. But a lot of pitchers, they'll throw off the wrong foot when they're making that play to first. Instead of, and of course, if it's a bang-bang play, you just got to get rid of it.
The more time you have to think about it, the more chance it's going to be a bad throw.
Yeah.
When your instinct kicks in and you just react and make the play, you make the better play than you have time to think about it.
You know, one of the things we used to practice, and you remember Mike Schmidt, who was one of the great defensive players of his era.
Ooh.
2-strike pitch, and that one behind the
batter. Chambers almost hit him. Threw behind him.
That's the second time that Chris has nearly been hit by a pitch in this game. 6-2 Giants.
Going back to your story, Mike Schmidt, like you said, very great defensive player. Ooh.
And that one's fouled right back up here. Count remains 1-2. So what we would do, and it was kind of, Schmidt was so good. He was probably maybe one of the first that could bare hand that slow roller up the line and throw off balance. And we would practice just doing that just to get used to that off balance throw. Here's a shot into deep left center field, and that ball is going to be caught. Unbelievable. So he robs Chambers of an extra base hit, and that will retire the side.
What a catch right there. Wow, I thought for sure that ball was a double in the gap.
So it's 6-2 still as we head to the 8th in this championship game.
big inning here for him.
Okay, and it is a big inning. This is a big inning for both teams. And Houston is back out there for his 8th inning of work.
Ooh, where'd that pitch miss at? That was an Msbl strike all day, but today in the 8th inning, now it's a ball.
Well, this is Medina, and he comes up empty-handed, so a 1-1 count, 6-2. The Giants scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 more in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth, but they have been shut out over the last 2 innings. Boy,
wow.
You talk about getting pinched all of a sudden, and instead of a strike 3 called, it's a 2-ball, 1 count.
I can't believe it. Those pitches from here are right there.
2-2 as that pitch is fouled back and out of play. Just a beautiful day here at Tempe Diablo. You're getting a wide shot of this ballpark. You saw we had the aerial footage in our pregame show. Oh. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Put another K up on the board. That'll bring up Maldonado with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning, with the Giants in the field leading it 6-2.
In case anyone at home's keeping track, that's the 10th strikeout for Hibbert.
That's out of play. I think this seems like a pretty solid team you're playing here today, but you were talking about during the break that this team actually got here because of a forfeit.
Yeah, so in the semis yesterday, they protested the game against the Terror team that we played opening night. They were losing the game, and the Terror had a player that was ineligible who played baseball, professional baseball. Ooh, 11th strikeout for Hibbert right there.
And
wow.
They will complete it at first base. How about that? So what a morning for Houston Hibbert.
No kidding, right?
He has pitched an outstanding game, and I said I wanted to see your flame-throwing relief pitcher, but I got to tell you right now, I'm rooting for Hibbert to go the distance.
CG, I don't think we might not see the flamethrower today. But back to the story. The Titans were losing 10-1, and somebody on the Titans team must know the guy that was pitching on the other team, Bolivar, who was in Double-A 2 years ago, and they've protested the game, and come to find out, 2 years ago he was in Double-A pitching, and that was a protest, automatic forfeit for the Terror, putting the Titans in the championship game here this morning against us.
And still in this ball game is the Titans.
6-2.
6-2. Anything can happen.
Ooh, good swing right there.
What I like about Hibbert in this inning is, here you are late in the game. His pitch count over 100. He's going after him. He's first pitch strikes.
Yep.
We were talking about individual pitches, as this one is grounded to shortstop, and a nice convenient hop. The throw to first in time. 1-2-3 inning for Hibbert.
Wow.
We are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. How important is it to get that first pitch strike over? It is so important. We're going to keep it right here. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Giants lead it 6-2, hoping to get some insurance runs here on APN Sports, and joined by T.R. Keating. I'm Jeff Lowry, and
well, like you said, Jeff, this is the bottom of the 8th here. We're up 6-2. We got the big guys in the order coming up. Sloan, who's got 2 hits today, followed by Mike Valadez, who had the 2-run single in the first, and then Baldini after that, who's got a hit today as well. So we got the right guys coming up here to put some insurance runs on the board here in the 8th. But like you were touching base earlier, that first pitch strike is a game changer. As a pitcher, that's where you take advantage of the at-bat. When you fall behind, it gives all the advantage to the hitter and makes him more confident in that 2-0 pitch. They're all over instead of being defensive in the 0-2 position.
Well, and even before StatCast and all the fancy statistics that are out there, I mean, you know, they've monitored what hitters' batting average is in 2-0 counts, 3-0 counts, 3-1 counts. And then conversely, how do you hit if you're hitting 0-2, 1-2, and 2-2?
Without having those in front of me, I'm willing to bet that I'm a guy in a 2-0 count has a way higher batting average than the guy in a 0-2 count.
And I would say maybe 100 points.
Easily.
Absolutely.
Because 2-0, you are in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
0-2, you're defensive with the pitcher having anything in his repertoire to try to put you away.
How far up the chain did you make it with the Orioles?
I only made it to A ball. I mean, it's a lot of people don't know it's a grind. Most people don't know that every big league team has a AAA, AA, high A, low A, short season, rookie ball team that are full of athletes, 25 to 30 of them, that are doing the same thing I'm doing, trying to live my dream, but understanding that it's a business and it's hard, and every day you got to wake up ready to go and bring your A game out there.
Well, we're getting ready to go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and what the San Jose Giants hope will be their final inning at the plate.
I do as well.
Yes.
But like I said, starting off here with Sloan, he had a big double back in the 5th off the fence. Came around to score. So looking for that same leadoff at bat here from him in the 8th.
Well, the game about 2.5 hours long right now. First pitch is low for ball 1 to Sloan Solia, who had a lot of big tournaments that we have videotaped. And he grounds one down the line. Nice job. Backhanded by the third baseman. I don't think they got him, and they did not, and he's safe. And that's going to be an infield hit for Sloan, and that's hit number 3 for him.
And the sure-handed Burgos over there made that great backhanded play, but all his momentum was going towards the left, and he had to throw across his body and pulled the first baseman out the bag. I think it would have been had to be a perfect throw to get him. So infield single right there for Sloan to start off the 8th. And like we talked about, the leadoff batter getting on there once again here in the 8th.
Well, they've had pretty good success in cashing in on that leadoff hitter. Well, here's Mike, who had the big 2-run hit. Maybe the biggest hit of the game, because you were down 1-0 top going into the bottom of the first inning. And then a couple of guys get on base, and Mike comes up with a big hit. You take the lead. You haven't relinquished that lead since.
Yeah, I think I will agree with you right there. That was the biggest momentum turn and biggest hit of the game so far in my eyes as well. The 2-run single that put us back on top in the first inning. Just think if we don't score there, they have all the momentum, and it could be a 6-2 lead for the Titans right now.
It could be. Runner at first is Solia. He's got the speed to steal. Here's a fly ball
hit for Mike
out
right
in the left center field, and this one's going to drop in for a hit. And the first 2 are aboard, so getting that leadoff hitter paying off again. Let's see if they can cash in.
This might be a big-time thing here for Baldini to put one down and move those guys to second and third for some insurance runs here.
You know, and I go back to what you said earlier in the game. You know, I think, and I'm not a big small ball kind of guy. If I was managing a team, I don't want to take my offense out of a potential bigger inning. But I'll tell you right now, I think it just calls for it. You've got a 4-run lead. You can bring these 2 guys up. Even if you only get 1 run in this inning, I would call that a success.
I would too, but looks like Baldini's geared up, ready to swing the bat here. But back-to-back pitches in the dirt. Now he's sitting in the driver's seat 2-0. But I'm a pitcher, so you give me more insurance. I want a ball, bunt this ball on the ground, second and third, 1 out with some big hitters coming up with a sac fly, anything, get us a freebie there.
And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
But a 4-pitch walk looks pretty good, too.
Yes, and maybe they'll prove me wrong. I don't think there's a wrong decision here. I think it's just preference, and sometimes it's just your gut feeling.
Well, he better be taken right here, 3-0. Yep.
And a good get-me-over fastball that painted. Actually, it was better than a get-me-over. That was right on the edge, 3-1. So Zach Baldini.
Ball 4.
And just outside ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Good at bat there, but you could tell he was geared up to hit. There was no sign of bunt whatsoever that went through his mind right there in that at bat. So we've got a pinch hitter here. Thomas Mills is going to come pitch hit here for Nick Caravelli in the 8th.
First time up for Thomas Mills. And he goes after the first pitch and skies it into right field, and that ball will be caught. Nice play. And here comes the runner to the plate, and he is just ahead of the relay. It's not in time. Sloan Solia scores a big, big insurance run there, and it's 7-2 Giants.
That right there was why when Baldini was up, you bunt those runners to get him over, or he drew a walk, but the same thing. A deep fly ball right there by Mills. It gets an easy sack fly to put another insurance run up on the board.
I'm a little slow on the scoreboard. And the first pitch to David Walker is
low and inside for a
bit
ball.
Low, yes. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. A run is in. And that one back up the middle, and it's going to be taken care of by the shortstop.
Safe.
Makes a nice play, throw to first, and he is safe. There's that great speed. Maybe his nickname should be the Flash.
That's what they call him, Dash. If you've ever seen The Incredibles, it's a TV show for kids, which I've seen. Keeping that I have a son who'll be 2 next week. My wife's pregnant with our daughter. But The Incredibles, the little son is the little fast-running kid that has super fast legs. So Dash beats out the double play ball there. So one thing you can't teach is speed.
No.
And David Walker definitely has it.
Well, Mills is going to go down and coach third base after the sacrifice fly to right field coming off the bench. And we talk about the bottom of the order and the bench coming through for this team.
You said it. The bottom of the order is the guys, like you said, it takes the whole team to win. So the bottom order guys coming through here for the Giants late in the game here and all day. You know, David Walker scored a run. Boomer up scored a run out of the bottom, and Huggins scored a run at the bottom of the order too. So the bottom of the order has been the catalyst for this Giants team here today. Up to bat right here is Boomer, who is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch today. But
line shot, center field. It drops him for a base hit. That's going to score the second run of the inning. And just like that, San Jose leads it by a score of 8-2, and Boomer comes through in the clutch.
Big hit right there for Boomer. It's going to get a mound visit from the Titans here. I mean, those 2 big runs, 8-2. I don't know if you're going to get your wish and see the flamethrower tonight. It might be Hibbert's CG to throw out there, but
well, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a chance to get that.
I do too. 11 strikeouts, and he struck out 4 in a row over the last couple innings. 4 Ks, and then the last one he had a ground out to short, but he had 4 out of 5 strikeouts the last 5 hitters, so he's definitely earned the right to go back out there and close this whole game out for us.
I totally agree. I think he should. I think we will see him. We have not seen anyone warming up in the bullpen.
Speak too soon out there.
Yep, I didn't see him pass the pole.
You can see there is some movement down there in that Giants bullpen.
Well, and I think that's just, precautionary All right, 2 runs come across. They leave 2. 8 in the book. You're watching the 25 and over national championship game, winner take all. San Jose with 2 more runs leads it 8-2.
I'm going to go run down there for the 9th inning so I can run on the field and celebrate.
All right, you're getting a look at the new pitcher, Dylan, who is, as you heard TR talk about, a very hard-throwing right-hander, and he's taking his final warm-up. So close the book out on Houston Hibbert. He had an outstanding game. 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, scattered 2 runs, both earned. As you get a close-up look at Dylan, and he'll be the guy to try to wrap this up. It is 8-2 San Jose. We're in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Melendez to lead things off here for the Titans out of Southern California. And a strike called. A blistering fastball, mid-90s, low to mid-90s probably. You're going to have to really gear up because this gentleman's throwing a lot harder than Hibbert did, and he misses outside 2-1. Now the key for him is to get that fastball over. And that's just going to make his secondary pitches even tougher. The 2-1, high and away. And this is not a good early sign because he has missed with that fastball tailing away. And now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. That's the pitch that he has to get over, I think, to be successful. The 3-1 pitch. And he wasn't even close, ball 4. So the leadoff hitter is aboard for the Southern California Titans. And we talked about the communication of catcher Mike Valadez. He just went out there and trying to calm him down a little bit. So a leadoff walk for the Titans as they trail 8-2 here. Last at bat, and a nice pitch that time. Took a little something off of it. And he gets the called strike, 0-1 on Borges. He's done a great job down at third base. Giants lead it by a score of 8-2. That's high, 1 ball, 1 strike. And one of the things that we know about Dylan is the fact that he can get it up to about 95, 97 miles per hour. And another breaking pitch. I'll tell you, and obviously there's not too many guys in the Msbl World Series throwing 95 miles an hour. As a hitter, you've got to gear up that bat speed. And he's broke off 2 breaking pitches. Let's see what he comes back with on 1 and 2. And a chopping ball towards the shortstop. They'll play it second one, pick it up, step on the bag. Runner stopped running. Unbelievable. And that was kind of sloppy there on the behalf of the San Jose Keystone Cops out there. But they get the one out. That's the main thing. So 1 down in the inning. Here's the cleanup hitter, Maldonado. Runner at first with 1 out. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And the Titans trailing 8-2. Dylan Height, the new pitcher. Strike, no, just off the outside corner. That was a quality pitch. But it was called a ball, and it's 2 balls, or 1 ball and 1 strike on Maldonado. A double play ball will end it and give San Jose a championship. That one is chopped foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Get a close-up look at Maldonado as he digs in from the left side. This is it. Fastball outside, 2-2. Last at bat for San Jose, unless they can get 6 runs and tie this thing up. The 2-2 pitch to Maldonado, and he missed. So he's went full on 2 hitters since coming in here in relief of what may very well be your championship-winning pitcher, Houston Hibbert. I'd like to thank T.R. Keating for joining us and had a real good time talking baseball for 8 innings. Top of the 9th, down by 6. Titans at the plate. The 3-2 pitch has struck him out swinging. And there's 2 down here in the inning. So Dylan and the Giants 1 out away from capturing the 25 Mountain Division National Championship. Perez is the last hope for the Titans. So San Jose (4-2) by way of record coming into this game. The first pitch is high and away, ball 1. Runner at first. Giants lead it by a score of 8-2 here on apnvideo.com. Hard throwing right-hander. Dylan sights the sign. He comes to the plate, and it is a strike called, and it's 1-1. That little, I don't know if that's a cut fastball. Kind of hard to tell from up here. That's been his best pitch. He's had good command so far. 1-1. Not a bad looking pitch right there, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That is almost too close to take. 2 balls and 1 strike to Perez. Batting here in the top of the 9th inning with a runner at first base. And did he go around? They're going to say no, and another 3-ball count for Dylan. as the Giants are trying to wrap this championship up here in the top of the 9th inning. Crowd is on their feet, standing and cheering. 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out, runner at first. And the 3-1 pitch. Chopped foul, and it's 3-2. So Dillon 1 strike, 1 out away from capturing a national championship in the 25 and over national division. And now the 3-2 pitch. Dillon decided to step off the pitching mound and now climbs back aboard, waiting for that final out here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The 3-2 pitch. And a line shot in the right field base hit. What an at-bat by Perez. So that keeps the inning alive for the Titans, and they just won't go down quietly. So Humberto Maldonado now is the last hope for the Titans. They got runners at first and second, down by 6, and the hard-throwing Dillon delivers, and that's a strike on the outside corner. He is 2 for 3 at the plate. Giants trying to wrap up a championship here in the top of the 9th inning, and the fastball is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. An 8-2 lead for San Jose as they try to wrap it up here in the 9th. And it's in the dirt, and he's behind in the count once again. He has been behind every hitter except for one since he came in relief of Hibbert, who pitched the front 8 and was magnificent. Gave up 2 runs and struck out 11. We're in the top of the 9th, and a big cut on and miss. And once again, Dillon and his San Jose Giants down to 1 strike, 1 out from a championship. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here's the pitch. He struck him out swinging, and the 2021 25 and over National Division champions are the San Jose Giants. Houston Hibbert, our most valuable player. Dillon wraps it up in a non-save situation, but the Giants are the champions here in 2021. Congratulations to Chris Denevi and Chris Chambers, the brain trust for this team. And our final score from Tempe Diablo Stadium, it's San Jose 8, SoCal 2. Well, a hard-fought victory, but one of the keys in this game, I would have to say, is the fact that there were a total of 6 innings in which the Giants got the leadoff hitter aboard. Each time, they plated at least 1 run. They took a 2-1 lead. Valadez with a 2-run single in the first and never looked back behind the great pitching of Houston Hibbert. And we'll have more from Tempe Diablo Stadium, including the awards presentation, in just a moment. All right, we've got a final score here of 8-2. Kristen Evie, the manager of the Giants, did a great job with this ball club. They were 3-2 in round robin play, and well, they win the most important 2 games of the tournament, the semifinals and the finals. And your 2021 National Division national champions, the San Jose Giants. As the celebration begins, and a great moment for this ball club. Special thanks to Chris Chambers and our most valuable player, who we are going to try to get an interview with here shortly. Thanks to TR for joining us up here in the booth. And once again, your final score, 8-2, San Jose. So give us a few minutes, and we'll try to get Houston up here for a quick word. And we'll have all that on the Arizona Play-by-Play Network. You're watching the 2021 MSBL World Series. San Jose Giants defeat SoCal to reign supreme in the 25-plus National.